So, many of you have asked us what is the purpose of using an AHA and should you use an AHA? So when it comes to AHAs, I just want to give you a little bit of the history of AHAs. AHAs came about 30 years ago, and the idea was to help to remove the buildup of excess skin. Now, as you can imagine, 30 years ago was a long time ago, and in that 30 years, we've evolved and we understand the skin better. So it's not that AHAs are sort of bad for the skin per se, but I compare AHAs a little bit like using a laxative. So you use a laxative when you need to eliminate things, and you might use it every now and then. And it's not ideal to use a laxative all the time, because then your body will stop having that motion and it could slow things down and could cause problems. So AHAs are quite similar to that. Long-term use of them will actually prevent the skin from doing its natural process, which is desquamation and falling off, turning into dust, and then you hoover it up with your Henry or your Dyson. So what I'm sort of trying to say is we don't necessarily need to use AHAs now on the skin, because the problem is by using them, you could be taking off skin that doesn't want to come off. You could be upsetting the lipid bilayers, the natural oils of the skin, and you could end up making the skin think, well, actually, I need more skin now because you've taken that skin off. So my question will be, I suppose, let me just go back a bit. If you think about it, AHAs and the products you buy are generic, and a lot of the words they say about will help remove your pigmentation, will help with your aging, they're marketing words. So my question will be ask us and give us a little bit of history about your skin, and then we can tell you whether or not you should have an AHA. And I can actually say 99% of the time, hand on heart, the chances are you may not need to. The only time I would say maybe an AHA is okay to use is if you've got severe sun damage. And you're only going to really see that is if you've lived in countries like Africa, South Africa, if you've lived in New Zealand, if you've lived places in Australia, if you've lived in places where there is a lot of sun, and when the sun is out, it is a hot sun, and it's an outdoory country. So just to ask us, the problem is it's very hard to give individual advice or to say about your own personal skin, because I don't know your skin. So my view would be, if you're not sure about using an AHA, ask us, can I? And then we can say whether or not it's actually going to be doing you any favors. My leaving point is the reason why 30 years ago we did not understand about the skin barrier. We have learned, in 30 years, we have learned so much more about the life of the corneocyte cell when it falls off. We've learned so much more about your lipid bilayers, and we know so much more about the microbiome. And what you've got to understand, sometimes these AHAs can upset the microbiome of the skin, which will cause problems in the future. So I'm not saying no, but I'm saying ask. So I hope that helps.